My heart got no cover, no condom. Soul ties are what I thought we had in common. Tryna move forward, but I'm starting from the bottom. Let's talk about sex, baby, causing all these problems.
It's just a halo above you. It's all love. No, it's perfect, but you got to love you. When they lack the potential, pull them over like a cop and ask them for their credentials. Everybody there when you up at the bottom of death. You wonder who gon' show up. It ain't who you thought it was. I bet you got the friend you need to cause. You who's really your friend. You who's really your friend. You who's really your friend. Tired of the same conversations again. You who's really your friend.
World, what's up? It's your boy Justin, artist. Welcome to the No Condom podcast. I'm here with my co-host, MS Warrior and creative, Kelly B. Kelly, what's going on with you this week? I'm so happy to see you.
Hey, what's going on? I'm happy to be here as always. And what's going on this week?
Well, first, look, we on our 4th episode.
Whoop, whoop, four.
Yeah.
So yes, that is very exciting. What's going on for this week for me is I'm still, coming down off my high, I will say, for my birthday. So whoop whoop. So
Hey.
I just had a birthday. Hey,
Shout out to the
birthday.
new era of 40s.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying?
So yes.
I don't know if you're about to go into it, but at this moment, how does it feel to be 41?
I would say, to be honest, it feels no different than being 30.
Okay.
I would say
and you're
that.
looking like you're 26. Okay, so
Exactly.
you living life.
So, yeah.
You living life.
So yeah, I would say that's what's been going on. And then also a new class has started up at Full Sail. So that's what's been going on with me. So what's been going on with you?
Awesome. Well, again, it was dope to celebrate your birthday.
Yeah.
Maybe I'm sounding old, but it's a blessing to get this age. It's just different. I'm going through that cycle of just progressing and aging and understanding. It's just a timestamp, and living in God's time and not man's. And so just watching you get there, it's just like, oh man, it just puts more in perspective for me. But like you said, it's a grind. I'm really coming off of not feeling well pretty consistently. So to get in the flow has been good. The Conscious Leadership Summit will be coming up. I'll be able to share with everyone soon. So I'm extremely excited about that. Of course, Tag This is coming out. Is out, and the love has been amazing. So I'm enjoying still creating content, get more radio play, like all these things that we do to get the song out there. So I appreciate everyone who's streaming and listening, sharing your thoughts. Use hashtag tag this of a moment that, even if it's funny, that you thank God for, and then of course, the album, we getting closer to the album coming out, Love and Darkness 2. I'm excited. I can't say too much right now, but it's my 10th one, and a guy's just, I'm grateful. You know what I mean? So I think, that's about it for me right now.
Okay. All right. Cool. For all those who watch Brooklyn Nine-Nine. So,
Brooklyn Nine-Nine.
Yeah.
Love it. Y'all, look, we were late to that joint. And
We were.
I can't get enough of it, just like Modern Family. So shout out to all the Modern Family lovers and Brooklyn Nine-Nine.
Yes. All right, Justin. So you do have a new song out called Friends. Is that correct?
Yeah. It's on the album. So today we're gonna talk about Fake Friends.
Yes.
Which is paired with the song Friends on the Love and Darkness album.
So I'm sorry. So give us the 411 on Friends and how that came all about.
Absolutely. So I wrote it a while ago now. I think at least 4 years ago. it's real life. You know, it's not about any one person, but you know what I mean? It was produced by me. I want to shout out my collaborator, Tim Ross of Indigenous Beats. He's the guitarist playing on this one. I did play, but he's playing on this, and so I really appreciate him for doing that. And I think it's a song that everyone can relate to in terms of, you know, obviously fake friends, friendships ending, growing apart, understanding your value, you know when to cut people off and loose. You know what I mean? So I'm excited to dive in. So Kelly, what is the hot topic for today?
So our hot topic, I'm trying to get my words together, for today is fake friends. And we have a YouTube clip for everyone to listen to. And then also, you know, when you get a chance, listeners, give your thoughts about fake friends and what that means and how it looks like to you. So we're eager to find out.
Kelly, roll the tape.
4 signs you found a true friend. 4, they care about your goals, interests, and opinions. 3, they support you and celebrate your victories. 2, they're willing to help you overcome obstacles. 1, even if you don't like it, they'll tell you the truth because they care.
Come on now.
All right.
He's speaking. Kelly, who's that? Who's that from? Where did we get that clip from?
We found this clip on YouTube, and he is his name is Joshua, and I'm not going to pronounce this man's last name because I don't want to butcher it. So his last name is spelled Otusanya.
Okay. All right. I always want to give credit to, you know, what we're sharing.
Yes.
So tell me your thoughts on this.
I couldn't agree even more with him, because you want your friends to be honest. You want your friends to give real advice. You want your friends to be supportive, to do all the things. That's what you want. That's what you're looking for in a friendship. So you're not looking for, someone to hype you up when they know you can't sing, but they still hype you up anyway. So
they say quit your job so you could be a singer. I don't know now. Don't do me like that. Right? Tell me the truth.
Right.
Yeah, so for me, I think, of course, I totally agree with everything he said. And I think as we get ready to dive in, it's imperative that you see those things consistently. I think the way his energy was, it's like, look, these are deal breakers. If your friend is not doing this, you might want to reconsider that person. And I always like to say, like, everyone can't be like a best friend. But sometimes you can find people who, like, what's that phrase? You know where to keep them. They might just be the hangout friend. They might just be, the friend that you only talk to in this circumstance, or, your work friend. Everybody can't be your best friend. Right? But you got to know what they're offering. And of course, taking accountability on yourself. What are you offering them? Because I think sometimes we'd be like, what are they giving me? And first thing I'm like, well, what you, Kelly, what you giving? Right?
Yeah.
You asking for all this stuff. Yeah, you get me. Y'all feel me, right? So like Kelly said, let us know. Comment wherever you're listening. And if you don't see a place to comment, please visit jacksonartist.com and let us know directly. All right. So we're diving into some more hard conversations. The topic: who's got your back? Who your back, your side, what? Who's got your back? Right, Kelly.
Yes.
How do you define friendships?
Oh, to be honest, I would define them very much similar as you would in a romantic relationship, because they kind of overlap a little bit, right? Because you're looking for a person you connect with on a deep level. You're looking for someone who is supportive, someone who encourages you, someone who you can get advice from, someone like who gets you, but without all the romantic stuff. So I would say it's very similar when you're looking for a partner. So that's what you're looking for also in friendship. So what about you?
Absolutely. I think, it's crucial. It's a crucial role in your life ecosystem
Mm-hmm.
of advancing. I think similarly, having a partner should be your best friend. You mentioned this, I believe, on the last episode. And so I agree. It's especially it's dope when it's the opposite sex
Mm-hmm.
as well. I think, at least for me, I just get a different perspective. Having a woman's perspective is, I think it's just dope.
Yeah.
Whether I use any advice or, all of that doesn't really matter. I just allow it. And it's done wonders for me, right? So I love it, but it's a person that you can have fun with, you can vent, you can confide to, and like the hot topic the gentleman said, hold you accountable. I think that is a big one for me,
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
and understanding sometimes people are a lifetime, sometimes they're a season, maybe a few seasons.
Yeah.
Might be an on and off,
Mm-hmm.
right? But I think if you just have somebody that gives you all the good all the time and don't hold you accountable for what you say you're gonna do or notice that you're not doing,
Right.
then that might be the hangout friend. Kelly, that might be the hangout friend.
Yeah.
So
Yeah. I mean, there's buckets for a reason, right?
that's right.
There are buckets for a reason. So, with those friendships that you now realized were, you know, not genuine friendships, you know, did you or do you trust the foundation that was created with them?
Mm. Foundation is key. So for me, I I have to set the foundation. I'm assessing early on, especially, it's like you mentioned earlier, it's very much, meeting your one.
Mm-hmm.
And you feel something, you're like, oh, like, this homie's dope. Like,
Mm-hmm.
or in my case, given that I have a lot of female friends, just thinking about how we became friends,
Mm-hmm.
is I'm always assessing as soon as I meet you. And
Right.
if I feel a spark or something, then that's where the foundation starts, right? You start to understand who they are, how they move, how they treat their other friends.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? And so I think for the most part, I feel like at least initially you see the foundation is there, but I think that's the part where, the Love and Darkness album and the song Friends comes into play is you got to reassess every few months, years, whatever.
Yeah.
And I have started to realize when I look back, like, the foundation getting a little shaky. So
Mm-hmm.
how do we
Mm-hmm.
fix this? What do we do? Especially if you are like a best friend.
Right.
If you're a work friend, I don't know, I might not be emailing you too much. You know what I mean? So, but foundation is huge. I think sometimes you gotta like just understand when you need to rebuild it.
Mm-hmm. That's
So
good.
what about you?
That's good. Um, I would say when I was younger, yes, I trusted the foundation of my friendships because, of course, when you're younger, your friendships,
Everybody a friend.
yes, and your friendships are based on dumb stuff, like for instance, music that you like, or oh, I went to this club and I went there too, and blah blah blah, and
Yeah.
just really dumb stuff. But now that I'm older, it's shifted a bit, and the friends I have now, I would say yes, I do trust the foundation because it's built on something completely different. It's either
Mm,
built on the simple fact that, as everyone knows, I have MS. So, like, for instance, that can be a common ground. Or the common
right.
ground is that, we're both, married, or given that I am, branching out into this creative realm, it could be that. So it's not more so, you know, surface. It's going a bit deeper beneath the
Right.
surface now with my friendships.
Yeah, I love that. That's
Yes.
yeah,
Thank you.
yeah, necessary.
Yes. Very necessary. So, Justin, I will ask you, how do you check in on those like foundations? Like how do you do that?
I'm straight up. I don't have a problem confronting anything.
Oh, I know you don't.
No. Cue the laughter, team. Cue the laughter. I love it. Miss Lauren Hill taught me confrontation is not negative. I think we're so used to it being a negative thing. People have anxiety over it, people overthink it. And to me, it doesn't have to be that, right? Now, if you come in hot, that's probably not the best approach.
Hmm.
But I do believe, again, communication, confronting, saying your feelings of, hey, we need to talk. This is how I'm feeling. This is what I'm seeing. I want to know, am I interpreting that correctly?
Hmm.
And then, you let them say their piece and then you figure out what the solution is. Is this something that we can move forward on with these new, this new criteria, these new actions? Or is it like deuces?
Hmm.
I'm done with it. So for our listeners, y'all let us know wherever you're listening, comments, or hit us up on the website at jacksonartist.com and let us know how you handle, you know, trying to check in on this foundation that was built. Because if it get a little faulty, then you got to figure out how to fix it.
Hmm.
So this brings up another question for me, Kelly. How do you know if people are like a legit friend or they fake? Because there's a lot of people out here. I mean, they faking, man. They, similarly to meeting your representative,
Hmm.
in a romantic relationship. So how do you tell the difference of a real friend or a fake one?
So I'm laughing because, to be honest, people, it took me a very long time to pick up on those cues and things of that nature
Ah, okay.
because me being me, as Justin knows, I'm very I give people a lot of chances, right? A lot of chances. And I don't really look at um what they're showing me too often because I'm like, oh, they can do better. Oh, they can change, blah, blah, blah.
Okay.
So I would say that with fake friends, for me, this is just me, is that for one, they compete with you, right? They compete with you. Um, you know, they're happy to see you fall.
Mm,
They're jealous of you. They're prideful. And then also, like Jackson mentioned earlier, they don't take accountability for themselves. And then, how they're showing up in the friendship. So I would say, you know, that's how you can define a fake friend.
those are
Um,
good.
yeah. Thank you. So Justin, are there any specific qualities or behaviors and all the things that define a true friend?
Mm. So, I want to shout out the fake friends first. We see you,
We see you.
but my true friends, we absolutely adore you. So, shout out to all the friends that care to want to be a friend. Much love to you. It's funny because a lot of things you said is kind of honestly the opposite, right? They always show up when you need them and more. I think a lot of things to me come in levels.
Hmm.
And I think, we should be careful who we let into our lives and our circle and our ecosystem of our lives. Um, but when you see somebody doing like extra, you're like, okay, all right, I didn't even ask for that in you. Okay, I
Mm-hmm.
see you.
Mm-hmm.
Communicate below the surface, as you mentioned. I gotta have friends that like to cut up, you know, and whatever that means. Like every friend, we don't cut up the same way, right?
Right.
So, but being able to talk about things, rough things, that matters to me. They include you is
Mm-hmm.
another one. And that means in their life with their kids, their family. I don't mean, hey, you want to go to the club, right? Nah, nah, nah,
Mm-hmm.
nah. We like they include you on real stuff. They show how they value you is another one. And that's, I think, with action as well as verbally. They help with solutions. They're gonna, keep it honest, open, and transparent, or as we like to say, keep it 100, keep it
Mm-hmm.
real. That is necessary. As you mentioned too, they celebrate you and they don't compete with you in a negative way. Like I think healthy competition is dope.
Mm-hmm.
But as you mentioned and alluded to, if you can tell it's a little like, I don't think that's a true friend,
Mm-hmm.
but healthy competition is dope. And then lastly, as we said before, they hold you accountable, man.
Yes.
They tell you, Kelly, you know what I mean? I don't mean, Kelly, I don't like that hairstyle. Nah, they really genuinely care about your life, how you're doing things, how things are affecting you, and giving you solutions, supporting you in ways that are going to make you a better person. To me, these are all the things that make a true friend.
Right. I
So this
agree.
moves me to thinking about, we always got to talk about it, the red flags of a fake friend. So how do you, or what do you, dang, I lost my train of thought. I want to ask you, but what are the red flags that you see that might indicate that they're not who they say they are, that they're not that true friend?
So for me, um, I would say for sure, well, not for sure, is that, when you're sharing good news with them, they're not happy for you. And I know that can be twofold because, like, everyone has their own struggles that they're dealing with. However, it's when they're like consistently not being happy for you. A one off
Mhm.
here and a one off there, it's okay. But when they're consistently not being happy, like that's a huge red flag. And also if they are putting you in compromising situations,
Ooh, say
knowing,
that.
yes, knowing, and I would say the situation could be something where it goes against your beliefs or it goes against your boundaries. And then it can also, if the situation puts you in a dangerous spot. So that's not, that's one. And then also like they drain you of your energy.
Ooh.
Whenever you're around them, you just feel drained and you feel tapped out. And, so that, and then lastly, I will say, if someone is always negative, like they have nothing positive to say, that's a red flag that this friendship is not for you.
I think
Um,
that's a big one that
mhm,
we overlook
yeah,
or think it's just kind of just the situation. But if everything
yeah,
is like, oh,
yeah.
have you been around someone like that?
Oh, yeah, yeah.
Okay. Ooh.
Unfortunately, yes.
Yeah.
So yeah. And then for the listeners out there, wherever you're listening, please let us know what are your 3 red flags for spotting a fake friend. So we would love to hear your answers and for you all to chime in because we all know that everyone deals with fake friendships. It's going to happen. Like you cannot avoid it, unfortunately.
Like my
So
song says, is it you?
yes. Yes.
Is it you?
Yeah. Yeah.
I absolutely couldn't agree more with that. I think as you were talking, I'm thinking of other things,
Hmm.
and I'm grateful to say that I've had pretty good relationships with people. I will say sometimes it can get one sided, so I think that is a red flag in how much are they showing you but asking of you, right? So
Hmm.
if they're asking more of you than what they give, I'm looking at you funny,
Right.
right? Like, hold up, bruh. Hold up, sis. I don't know about this, right? So that definitely sticks out. And then definitely being one-sided. I have definitely dealt with that in all relationships where it's one-sided. So like quick story, Kelly, I used to be the one when I was younger. I'm talking like probably teens and early 20s. Pretty
Hmm.
much every Saturday, I would go through my phone and text everybody, how you doing? Da, da, da. What's up? Da, 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 da. I would
Hmm.
spend probably the first 4 hours of my day checking in on people and then conversing with them, you know, whoever types back.
Hmm.
And
For
it
four
got
hours
tiresome.
though?
Like, yeah, that like I'm just giving like a
Oh,
roundabout
okay.
number, but I mean sometimes it could end up being all day,
Yeah.
before texting was big, it was over the phone.
Right.
But that's the type of friend I am. I
Yeah.
realize I can't do that every but I still do it. I just figure out how to do it. And then the last thing, for me, a red flag is drama.
Yes.
If they bring drama, yeah. And it's funny because I'm thinking, our first episode, a true friend is definitely like a positive soulmate or soul tie, right?
Hmm. Hmm.
I think sometimes you can see that instantly, then other times it's kind of like, you don't see it
Yeah.
instantly. It just evolves into something. Um, so this brings up another great question, y'all. How can you tell if someone is using you for their own benefit? Right? Sometimes I think you maybe can see it instantly, you may not. I don't know. So Kelly, talk to me. How and the audience listeners, let me know how can you tell somebody using you?
Man, they always asking you for something. Always got their hand out. I'm not just saying money, but there's always something that they need, regardless if it's
Mm.
money or need help moving, or,
Y'all, I think she literally living a flashback.
something. It's always something, okay? Um, and I'm not saying that, your friends can't ask you for help, but yeah, if it's becoming too much, then, that's a telltale sign that they're using you.
So Kelly, if I can interject,
Mhm.
it's like the first thing I thought of is like it's a burden of an ask, or
Yes,
like you mentioned earlier, like a compromising
yes,
ask, and that's kind of consistent.
yes,
Okay, okay.
yes. And then I'm not always, but I will also say, mm,
It's all right. It's all right.
forgive me, people, I have MS, okay? So sometimes it's hard to get my words together. Um, I will also say, if you've noticed they try to manipulate you into doing things, um,
Mm.
for their own benefit, not for like the benefit of the friendship or something that you can potentially benefit from, but they're the only ones benefiting from the situation. So yeah.
Yeah.
And yeah, it's just crazy. Friendships are just, as we all know, they can be, they can bring us joy and they can also bring us a lot of pain. Um, but we have to recognize, like Jackson said, when to cut them off. So for you, I would ask you the same thing. How can you tell if someone is using you for their own good?
I mean, once I see it, And I think it's a choice. Like, do I care enough
Mm.
to, like, I see you being fake. You know
Mhm.
what I mean? I see you. I see what you're doing. So for me, when I see these red flags, and it's a person that I want to be in my space, I want to have around, I want to vent to, confide in, and to me, as much as I can do those things to this friend, I want the same. I want to be the same thing for them. Like I
Mhm.
pride myself in that,
Yeah.
right? So if it's worth it, I confront them. I talk about it. I mentioned this in the record, where I forget. It's one of my favorite lines too. But if I remember correctly, it's something like, "Who's gonna be there with you at the bottom?"
Mhm.
When everything's not going right. So if I include you in that, then I got to tell you, say my piece. Ask questions to see if what I'm perceiving is correct,
Right.
and if so, what we doing about it.
Mhm.
If they desire to still be my friend, then it's like, okay, cool, bet. How are we gonna fix this?
Right.
Because this I cannot do anymore, right? And then, sometimes, like I said, we're figuring out, if it's important enough for
Mhm.
me to, like, basically let them know, like, you fake or what, whatever the case is. Um, Sometimes I just remove myself. I don't want to say like I ghost or fizzle out,
Mhm.
but more or less, I feel like it is a version of that, but I would like to think it's positive because I'm an honest, truthful person. I want to be direct, right?
Mhm.
But sometimes I have to just remove myself or just inform them that, hey, like, this is the type of friendship we have,
Mhm. Mhm.
right? You my homie I go out with. When I want to
Mhm.
party, I'm calling you. We
Yeah.
good? All right, bet. You know what I mean? And then sometimes, like, you just allow it because, as you mentioned, they don't hit you up like that. So you just, you know, and then when they do, it's just like, nah, fam, I'm good.
Right.
So sometimes I don't have to like say it. I just politely remove myself. So this, given some of the stuff you said, it makes me think, Kelly, how do you handle the situations when you realize they fake? Listeners, let us know something too. What do y'all do? How do y'all handle these situations?
Situations. So, okay. The younger me,
The other version.
yes, the other version, would ghost people so quick. It
Oh,
didn't
so
make
you a
sense.
ghoster. You was
I
literally
was.
like what I just said. Okay,
Yes.
okay.
I would dip out, not say anything. I would, you know, uh, at one point in my life, I went so far as to change my phone number because,
I know
yeah.
people that do that. That's funny. I don't think it's that serious, but you gonna change your whole number for this one fake
Yes.
friend?
Yes, I did. Yes.
Dang.
Yes, I did. So yeah, so that was the younger me. Now the older me, thank you to therapy. You know, I do, as Jackson mentioned, especially, I care about all my friendships. I'll just put that out there.
Right.
So now I would say I do have those conversations with friends to express like how I'm feeling or how I think the relationship is going, just to put it out there, as Jackson mentioned, to make sure that I'm reading the room correctly. The vibe I'm getting is what I think it is, and just not me uh, creating a own version of the relationship in my mind, as I do have a tendency to do sometimes, and I just run with it. Um, so yeah, that's definitely how I approach relationships now that I'm older.
I
So
love
what about
that we have versions,
you? Hmm.
right? Thinking about our past selves and then how we've evolved,
Yes.
just like our relationships, romantically, friendships, business, right? Like, that's dope. But I have to say it is hilarious because I don't know. I don't see you. your younger self doing those things because you're just, you're a warm spirit, kind hearted, like loving person. And so to see you like, I'm dipping, it's hilarious.
Yeah.
Um, but I know a lot of people that do that. And so this brings to light you all that as much as we can recognize a fake friend
Hmm.
and recognize a true friend, how do we build a positive relationship and maintain this relationship? I think that can be challenging for many. And so that's where we'll dive into next. And so, Kelly, my first question to you is, what are tips for building a lasting and genuine, ride or die, homie, sis, whatever everybody use,
Hmm.
friendship?
Yeah, I definitely say that, we have to take accountability for ourselves and how we show up in the friendship and, do temperature checks with our friends and like, you know, uh, have I been absent or, have I not been communicating as much as I have in the past? And, if those changes have happened, have a conversation with your friend and be like, well, this is what's been going on, and this is why I've been absent, and so forth and so on. And then also, if you have done something, uh, be sure to apologize often. I'm not saying like every single time you're apologizing for something, but especially if you feel like, you've hurt your friend in a particular way, definitely apologize. And as I mentioned, have honest conversations with your friends about the relationship and how you value the friendship, and just talk about like how you can show up better for them. And then I will also say, give yourself grace and then give your friend grace as well, because we're all human. No one's perfect. And just like, we mentioned in last week's episode, there is no perfect, marriage or, partnership. And there's no perfect friendship either. So yeah, I would say
Yeah.
that. And, Justin, like you've mentioned, I know like you've had some challenging friendships. So for you, like what things do you do or what advice can you give to others to help them, build lasting and genuine friendships? Because he has more friends than I do, guys. I'm just put it out there.
Shout out to all my friends.
Yes.
Ho- hopefully they see me as a good friend as well. It's dope. First of all, I echo everything you said, but I just take a moment to recognize, especially since the internet has been booming, and even being, an artist and an A&R, and just establishing myself in the music industry and raising the standard. Like, I care about the people that I work with. And so I've been able to build with people all over the world. People are checking in on me.
Hmm.
And it's like, dang, like that's mind blowing to me. Because sometimes people that live right, down the street from you, or people you've been friends with forever, don't necessarily do that.
Yeah.
And so again, shout out to all the good friends, and shout out to everyone that is trying to be a better friend. And so that's one of the things I'll start with is you have to choose to be the friend you want to be. It's a choice. It
Hmm.
is a choice. People give excuses and be like, bruh, come on. Like we've talked about, I think in previous episodes, see what they saying and see what they doing. I believe in actions speak louder than words, but I also know, just like music, it's got to be the right lyrics and it's got to be the right beat for it to be a hit or a song that people can relate to. And I think in the same way, when people talk, listen, when people, show their actions, what they doing
Hmm.
doesn't match. I think building slowly. I think sometimes just like romantic partnerships, we be so hyped, like, oh, they like the same thing, like, you know what I mean? And you just dive a little too fast, a little too early. So slow it
Mm-hmm.
down. I think trusting your gut is key as well. Your intuition
Yeah.
it's important because usually it's right. So pay attention to it. Say what you need. I think you said that as well. Say what you need. Know your value, but
Mm-hmm.
value theirs.
Yeah.
And I think that is probably a new one that sticks out more to me because I didn't think I needed too much from my friends. And as I've gotten older and I've grown in this path that God has me on of this purpose, I cannot have dead weight.
Mm-hmm.
Cannot have it. So even on the record, like, yo, it ain't no offense. I love you. But if I gotta cut you loose, I gotta cut you loose. You gotta add
Yeah.
value to my life. And then grieve past relationships. So, just like romantically, don't just jump in,
Mm-hmm.
oh, I lost my homie. I need to get a new homie. And like, again, take it slowly, figure out what you need, but figure out what you're willing to give.
Right.
I think that uh, partnership and back and forth will help a lasting relationship as it evolves, it changes, it grows. And you can both assess like what the deal is and where we want this thing to go. You
Mm-hmm.
know,
Yeah. All good stuff. I hope you guys are listening and take notes, people.
take notes and comment. Let us know
Yes.
what things have worked for you to keep lasting friendships. Because I know a lot of people like, hey, we've been friends for 25 years, but then some things happen, Kelly. People start podcasts and you know what I mean? Like people
Yeah.
love one more than the other, like whatever, situations happen and you get to see who's real,
Mm-hmm.
who's
Mm-hmm.
still there, who's
Yep.
supporting you, who's still like in your ear pushing you.
Mm-hmm.
I think all of those things matter. And so even if you have a long term friendship, I think you said it earlier, about the foundation. What is it built on? Because 25 years, I mean, we on some different stuff, right? Like
Yeah. Yeah.
we not still just liking the same cereal,
Hey, but
cartoons.
I'm sorry, but those relationships do exist though. They do. Where, you met in grade school, middle school, high school, but yet your friendship hasn't progressed as you've aged. Like you're still
Right.
stuck. So those friendships definitely exist. And to be honest, I would say those friendships are toxic because you're not pushing each other to grow and to be different. And yeah. And you're still talking about the same old stuff you talked about 25 years ago? No.
Absolutely. Absolutely. So, this is taking it, I think, a level lower. It's making me think about, again, over this time, but when you have life circumstances and that change, and you mentioned this a little bit, you can feel some type of way. And so you may not be the friend that you
Mm-hmm.
once was, or
Mm-hmm.
vice versa. So, how do you maintain this when life circumstances changes? Is it the same? Is it different? What do you do?
I would say when life circumstances change, you have to communicate what you're dealing with so the other person doesn't feel. The only word that's coming to mind is like abandoned or forgotten.
Yeah.
Um, because, with friendships, you do have this connection. So you don't want to lose it when life changes, regardless of what's going on in your life. You get married, you have a baby, you have a death in the family. Like we all know life be lifing, but you have to communicate with your friend just as you would with your partner when things go on. So I would say definitely communicate, be honest, um, you know, hopefully with our friendships, we feel comfortable and safe enough to be vulnerable, with our friends to let them know what's going on.
Yep.
Uh,
That's a great point.
so they can probably, give some advice or uh, point you to like some resources that can help you out. or, be that, listening ear that we all want, from our friends. Um, so yeah, I mean, like I said, life be life. And so you have to communicate that. And, I know, Justin, I know you do this very well with your friendships, but, communicating how life is lifing. So what does that look like for you when you do it?
So, Kelly, I hear you, and I think everything you said is on point. I still revert back to it's a choice to want to keep your friends in the loop. I think it's such an excuse to say life be life and I had this, da, 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 right?
Mm-hmm.
Now, to your point, that is going to happen. Things can get lost in the shuffle, but there's this moment of, dang, I ain't talked to Justin, and you know,
Mm-hmm.
most people are online. I do have some friends that don't do social media at all, right? So on the flip, you can't be like, well,
Oh,
I
they
made a
saw my
post. You ain't
post.
right, right. You ain't seen my post. Like I saw, you ain't checked my story. Like, so we know people do that. That's how people do keep tabs, keep up. But when we're talking about being in this ecosystem, I think it is a choice to involve your people. I think we're just so absent about how that works,
Mm-hmm.
right? But I mean, a lot of my friends, I was there for every moment, but I don't think like it was both a choice to have me involved and for me to say I want to be involved
Right.
to show up. So I think that really is a core for me. And then with me, sharing like I used to do every Saturday, I would like check. I would just go through my phone and look at, okay, I ain't talked to them in like
Mm-hmm.
2 months or whatever. Or I'll go back to a message and they're like, oh yeah, I had this big test coming up, blah, blah, blah. Hey, yo, what's up? Did you pass? Like you didn't let me know. I'm the guy that if we hung out, tell me when you got home.
Right.
Male or female,
Right.
right? So I care in that way. And so I think being active and I think, we've expressed this a few times in the little things that you think may not be important, but I've
Mm-hmm.
gotten that a lot. Even people I don't even know, just because like my spirit is an encourager. So I encourage. I pay attention more or less. So however you decide to show up, or call, a text, write a letter, I like nowadays there's a lot of things you can do. And I think oftentimes we make excuses. And I think too, things change. It's kind of hard for some to share that.
Yeah.
And I would say to you, the listeners, if that's you, I understand it, but find a way to let people know where you are or you need help or whatever the case is. So, everybody let me know, how do you show up for your friends wherever are listening, comment, or hit us up at jacksonartist.com.
So yeah, I would definitely once again, I agree with everything you said. It which, makes me think of like how does trust play a role in all this?
Trust is huge. I think it's the conduit of, having a bad or good relationship.
Mm-hmm.
It's the bridge to where friendship can go. If you don't trust them to be there, to value you, it's just a surface relationship.
Yeah.
As simple as that. And if trust is broken, it can be fixed or healed, but you have to reassess how you're going to move forward. And
Mm-hmm.
you talked about chances. I think most of us probably give a lot of chances, probably don't even think about it in depth, but I think we must, because sometimes you can still love a person, but from afar,
Yeah.
and they can't be in your ecosystem,
Mm-hmm.
right? So if you don't trust them, I mean, just like a partner, probably not the best idea to be around them, Kelly,
I
like
agree.
make the executive decision and be out,
Yeah.
right? So yeah. So look, y'all, we had another dope heart conversation about fake friends, which literally pairs with my song Friends. I was going through it and I had to write a song about it. So we thank you for listening today. Kelly, thank you for sharing again more in depth about you,
You're welcome.
about friendships. Shout out to the team, and of course, you, the listeners. Keep listening and streaming, downloading, whatever you like to do with the latest single, Tag This, No Condom. I want to hear it all over the world. So keep playing it. We appreciate that. It's on the website, jacksonartist.com, as well as your favorite streaming platforms. So as always, remember to pray, reflect, repeat.
Enjoy the No Condom podcast at jacksonartist.com. That is JASTINARTIS. Do you miss meals? I don't think so. So don't miss an episode.
Be sure to listen to all the episodes at jacksonartist.com and on streaming platforms like Spotify, Apple Podcasts, YouTube, iHeart, Audible, and wherever you like to listen.
You can also reach us by email at ncpodcast@jacksonartist.com. Connect with us or share your thoughts on Instagram at No Condom Podcast.
And a big thank you to our wonderful team, Project Manager Shantae Sharp and Creative Director Christine Leah.
You can follow them both on Instagram at Shantae_Sharp. That's CHAUNTA_SHARP, and at Christine Leah at KRISTANYLEAH. Thank you so much for listening, and tune in next time.
Enjoy this lo-fi vibe of Friends. See y'all next time.
Who's really your friend? Who's really a friend? Who's really your friend? Who's really your friend? You. Who's really a friend? You. Who's really your friend? Tired of the same conversations again. We connected on the common ground. It made no sense for me to turn it down. Everybody got a friend that make you laugh loud. Never thought you'd stop, cause now we in the house. It's about to hit home for you. Pandemic kinda cold for you. Look at the receipt for what they sold to you. Pull the plug on the power, they don't like for you. It's just a halo above you. It's all love. No, it's perfect, but you got to love you. When they lack the potential, pull them over like a cop and ask them for their credentials. Everybody there when you up at the bottom of death. You wonder who gon' show up. It ain't who you thought it was. I bet you got the friend you need to cut. You, who's really your friend? You, who's really your friend? You, who's really your friend? Tired of the same conversations again. You, who's really your friend? You, who's really a friend? You, who's really your friend? Man, I ain't got time for this again. Love with no friends, it's an inbound. See some friends broken at the playground. Toys R Us, Christians poppin' when you not around. When you scale to his wheel, check the pounds. Like the front desk, you checking in. Many men got the arrogance, tell you about their success, but never win. You need them the most, don't call them us, but say you close, call you bros, fresh you broke. No more like a wall, I let go. Never heard my music, but you know I'm about to blow. When you come into a show, you don't know. Yeah, it's just how many times we talked about it. 37, that was clear, but you made a story out of how that happened. The pure value of my love can't be quantified. I'd rather be alone than die than have a friend who hides the darkness of their pride. I'ma leave like the season exit and ride. Who's really your friend? It is. Who's really your friend? You. Who's really your friend? Tired of the same conversations again. You. Who's really your friend? You. Who's really a friend? You. Who's really your friend? Man, I ain't got time for this again. If you know you got a friend, you need to let go. Tell them how you feel and let them cut their own road. They not bad, don't feel sad, you gotta grow. Got removed them to give you peace for your soul. If you know you got a friend, you need to let go. Tell them how you feel and let them cut their own road. They not bad, don't feel sad, you gotta grow. Got removed them to give you peace for your soul. who's really your friend. You who's really your friend. You who's really your friend. Tired of the same conversations again. You who's really your friend. You who's really your friend. You who's really your friend. Man, I got time for this again. You who's really your friend. You who's really your friend. You who's really your friend.
Think it's a bad thing, but it's not. You think I don't care about you, but I love you. I just love me more.